You're looking at a 100 square foot metal box parked at a truck stop. Most people assume it's miserable. A cramped bunk, a folding mattress, maybe a place drivers sleep because they have no other option. But that assumption is completely wrong. What's actually behind that curtain is one of the most aggressively engineered living spaces on the highway, designed to keep a human being comfortable for weeks at a time without plugging into anything external. No hotel utilities, no wall outlets, no air conditioning hookup, nothing. And engineers had to solve three brutal problems at the same time. Extreme temperatures from -40 to 110 degrees Fahrenheit, constant vibration from 80,000 pounds of truck moving at highway speed, and zero external power. All without running the main engine, because idling a Class 8 diesel all night just to cool one person is like running a power station to charge a single phone. So how does a metal box on wheels become quieter than some hotel rooms? The answer starts with a second engine hidden underneath the cab. That hidden engine is called an APU, Auxiliary Power Unit. Think of it as the sleeper cab's second heartbeat. Here's the problem it solves. The truck's main engine is enormous, built to haul 80,000 pounds across entire states. Running that engine overnight just to power air conditioning burns roughly a gallon of diesel every hour. That's wildly inefficient. So engineers built a miniature diesel generator underneath the sleeper cab. Systems like the Thermo King Tri-Pack burn closer to 0.2 gallons per hour doing the exact same job. That's around a 70% reduction in fuel use overnight. But the APU isn't just running climate control. It powers the lights, the refrigerator, the outlets, the battery charging system, everything the driver needs to actually live inside the cab. And it does all this quietly enough that most people standing outside never even realize it's running. Now here's the tricky part. Mounting a combustion engine directly underneath a sleeping compartment creates three new problems instantly: heat, noise, and vibration. So the entire system is mounted on vibration damping brackets. The exhaust is routed away from the cabin, and the heat it generates is factored into the HVAC system itself. The whole subsystem is engineered around one goal: disappear while somebody sleeps 6 feet above it. But generating electricity is only half the challenge. The second challenge is turning that power into something usable. And that's where the truck quietly becomes an apartment. The APU charges a bank of deep cycle batteries underneath the cab. But batteries store electricity as DC power. Most household appliances use AC power. So you have stored energy, but nothing inside the cab can actually use it yet. The solution is an inverter. Your phone charger does the opposite process in miniature. It takes AC power from the wall and converts it into DC your phone battery can store. A truck inverter flips that process backward. It takes stored battery power and converts it into household electricity. That's the bridge between battery and tiny apartment. Without it, the sleeper cab would just be sitting on raw voltage. With it, suddenly everything works. Microwave, TV, mini fridge, laptop chargers, coffee maker, even medical equipment like CPAP machines. Modern sleeper cab inverters push around 2,000 watts continuously. That's enough to power multiple appliances simultaneously, from a parking lot in the middle of Nebraska at 2 a.m. with no external connection to anything. And that's the hidden reality most people never see. What looks like a bunk bed inside a truck is actually an off-grid electrical system constantly balancing generation, storage, and conversion in real time. If this kind of hidden engineering is your thing, subscribe. We break down one invisible system like this every week. Now power is solved, climate is solved, but there's still one massive problem left. Because an 80,000-pound truck moving at highway speed is basically a rolling earthquake. And if engineers didn't solve that problem properly, nobody inside this cab would sleep at all. A moving semi generates vibration from everywhere at once: the engine, the drivetrain, the tires, the road itself. If you bolt the sleeper cab directly to the frame, every bump travels straight into the bed. And the frequencies involved are brutal. Heavy diesel trucks produce vibration in the exact range known to cause long-term spinal fatigue and nerve stress in humans. So this wasn't just a comfort problem, it was a health problem. And the solution is surprisingly clever. The sleeper cab doesn't fully touch the frame directly. Instead, it sits on giant air ride suspension mounts, essentially oversized airbags placed between the chassis and the living compartment. Here's the easiest way to picture it. Press a running electric toothbrush against a wooden table, and the whole surface vibrates instantly. Now wrap the toothbrush in thick foam first. Suddenly, the table barely moves. That's basically what the air suspension system is doing. The truck frame absorbs the violence of the road. The suspension filters most of it out before it reaches the sleeper cab. The cab literally floats above the chassis. But vibration is only half the battle. Noise matters too. Some modern sleeper cabs are lined with acoustic insulation similar to what recording studios use. Mass-loaded vinyl blocks low-frequency sound. Acoustic foam absorbs higher frequencies before they bounce around the interior. And when all three systems work together, the APU, the electrical system, and the floating suspension, something strange happens. The inside of the cab becomes incredibly calm. Temperature stays stable, power keeps flowing, noise fades away, vibration drops dramatically, all inside a metal box parked beside a highway. What looks like a simple truck sleeper is actually 3 interlocking engineering systems working together constantly: a miniature power plant, an off-grid electrical network, and a floating, vibration-isolated living space. From the outside, it just looks like a curtain behind a driver's seat, but underneath that curtain is a machine designed to solve one very specific problem. How do you make a human being comfortable in the middle of nowhere, inside a moving earthquake, without plugging into anything at all? That's what you're really looking at every time you pass one of these on the highway. Not just a truck, a self-contained survival pod built for life on the road.